Hello to all my ghouls, gays, and theys. I can't believe I'm saying that for the last time this season. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is EJ Marino and we have a Dragula review. I'm going to be jumping into the season 4 grand finale. So this episode of Dragula was quite interesting. This had everything I wanted with no extra fluff attached. This was a straightforward episode. We got that little bit of a podcast section. Nothing groundbreaking happened there. It wasn't bad. Just, we didn't get everything that we were getting from other shows in that one. None of that forced let's get into your trauma. Yeah, none of that was really there. So yeah, we had that and then we just got straight into the challenge. I like that. While this grand finale isn't as grand and big as other shows, I actually thought it was a very straightforward, it got what it needed to do, I got to see all the drag I wanted, and we were really focusing on the contestants this episode. I thought that was very refreshing. I thought that was a good choice to make because it made the episode really easy to watch. I didn't have to go in and be like, oh my goodness, what is going on? Here's this, here's this, here's this. Nope, it was just like, here are the tears of being in Dragula. I'm going to crown a Supermonster. And I'm like, all right, cool. So there we go. I had a good time with this episode. I had a good time with this winner that we will talk about at the end. This was a season, and I'm just really overjoyed by it. A bit of housekeeping here. I am taking a break for the rest of the holidays. My birthday's coming up at the end of the month, and then New Year's and Christmas before that. There's just a lot happening, so I'm going to kind of scale back, possibly doing a video for my 31st birthday. Yes, this face is 31. You could probably tell, my bad. So yeah, I am kind of just want to let you guys know, if you're subscribed, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to take a bit of a break for the holidays. All right, now let's get into this grand finale of Dragula. The episode begins and we have this very dramatic kind of video package showing how our monsters got to where they were, showing them in some dramatic moments, posing and doing things. It was pretty cool. It was just kind of a cliched, cute little opening, nothing too crazy, which is kind of the theme before we get to the floor show. Everything is pretty tame. The monsters get in, they're talking, they're just all kind of like, wow, I can't believe we're here. This is pretty crazy. They find out the challenge, and then they go to the podcast with the Boulet Brothers. Yeah, and each one of them kind of talked about their major story arcs. Sigurani talked about being an AFAB queen, also the amount of extermination she's done. Yeah, that was there. So then we had Hoso talking about being young and her sickness, and there was a little bit of backstory there. Saint and Dolly had very similar stories of, hey, yeah, we are the returnees coming back in to do this crazy ass show. And I'm like, yeah, those two have a very interesting narrative. I think Saint and Dolly really had a very big storyline this season, but I will say Sigurani and Hoso weren't just kind of floaters. In reality shows like Big Brother, you kind of talk about floaters or people who are just doing good and they kind of coast along. No, everyone had a story, everyone had a point of view, and we learned that in this little podcast section. I also think the person that the Boulets do the podcast with is very adorable. Yeah, I really like this little section. I thought it was fun, tame. It wasn't as, so tell me about the time that your mother left you at a bus stop. It wasn't that kind of vibe. It was just very chill, calm, mostly stuck to the narrative and stuff that applied to the season. I liked all that. Now let's get to what we're really here for and talk about that crazy ass three-way floor show. When I meant three-way, I meant 3 challenges. I don't know why I said that. I was maybe thinking about another three-way I would like to have. Oh, God, it's been so long. Anyway, so yeah, let's talk about this great floor show. So the challenge was to bring Filth, horror, and glamour to the runway. How were the monsters going to interpret those 3 challenges to this thing? And I was kind of nervous. Everyone had something to offer. Everyone had something to prove as well. So each one came in trying to do something bold. We start off with the glamour section, where I thought this was going to be a clear winner for Sigurani, but she kind of let me down. It was beautiful, it was stunning, but the Boulets say it in their judging. I actually kind of agree with their judging 1000% this episode. It was okay, but I expected the wow, the goop, the gag. You are the queen of glamour, and you just gonna do that? Okay, Sigurani. Yeah, it's not the worst. I thought her performance was good. It just was an okay look. Then we're going to move to Dolly, who actually served glamour. I have often complained that Dolly has done a great drag aesthetic, but they were just kind of in the sense of, oh, there's thin. I really got the horror, I really got the creepy and the ook and the spook, but I never really got the beauty and the glamour in this iteration of Dali's drag persona. Dali's done glamour before, so it wasn't like something I've never seen, but this was very interesting. It still had a very Dali face paint, but it was also a very striking outfit, and I thought they looked very stunning. This was a strong look. Then we moved to Saint, who I wasn't as in love with Saint's look. I thought she looked great in the makeup and the hair, but something about the dress was just okay. This definitely wasn't a final outfit kind of moment. Thankfully, it's not what, like, Saint wore at the very end of the episode, which I did like, but yeah, this just was an okay look. For glamour, I was kind of let down by Saint and Sigurani here, because honestly, Hoso and Dali killed it, because Hoso came out with a very different paint, a very different aesthetic. I really thought Hoso owned it this episode. Everyone kind of walks away with a challenge win in this one for me, and each one, except for Sigurani, I do think she's the weakest out of the monsters here. Not the worst, but if I had to tier them, I think Saint won the filth, I think Hoso won the horror, and I think Dali won the glamour. It's just a very strong moment here. Hoso really changed things up and offered something very new. Now going into the other challenges, it gets kind of gross and so fun. Now we move to horror. The glamour section was good. They all tried to do a lip sync number. It was fine, nothing was there. I was wanting these horror and the filth categories. So Sigurani comes out in a evil doctor look, which was horror inspired, definitely like Hammer horror, definitely very old school, like Universal horror. I get it. It just was okay. She tried to do the bloody thing. I just wasn't gooped by this. It wasn't the horror gag I was expecting. I liked it, don't get me wrong. I was just hoping for a bit more. Then we have Dali doing religious horror, something very creepy, very gross. The contortion element of the body, the oddityness. This was just a very strange, offsetting look. I can see this as a monster in a film, a very religious horror movie. This would be the evil pope. Though I do agree with the Boulets, where I was expecting a bit more blasphemy from this. Like, it was horror, but I was expecting to be shocked. Like, give me touching yourself with a crucifix. Give me Gaga eating the rosary. Give me something else. It was there. It was okay. It was just fine, though. I just wanted more from the horror section, as opposed to, like, Saint, who I thought did good here. I didn't know what to expect from Saint's horrorness, but this was it was a striking look. Again, not one of my absolute favorites from Saint. It was just an okay moment. This was just fine, but I think Saint definitely does well in that Filth one. We will talk about that in a moment. But this was all about Hoso for me. Hoso had a story with this. The horror of going through what she goes through, being sick. I just lost somebody in my family very, very, very close to me to cancer, so the chemotherapy aspect, the multiple face, yes, they've done it before, but fine, so what? Yeah, I don't know, I really liked Hoso's thing. I thought this was horror to me, this was scary, this was haunting, this was exactly what I wanted from a horror section. Hoso really surprised me here. The filth section is where people start really showing their asses here, and I mean that in the best way. Saint is disgusting. As much as I thought that mouthpiece tooth thing was gross from that one thing, I was really, really expecting a lot here, and this housewife in the cat poop just mixing themselves, oh my god, it was literally the most disgusting thing, and I was so happy. As like a fan of like gross scat humor, come on, I'm a John Waters fan, I was like really eating this up. I was really impressed by Saint in this one, where Sigurani, again, common theme, I just wasn't in love with Sigurani's filth look. I got the pimpleness, it definitely evolved as it went on, and I was kind of like, yeah, this is getting grosser. Okay, I see it. Sigurani's came out, and I just wasn't instantly like, oh my goodness, by it, as opposed to Hoso's. Hoso's wasn't my favorite out of the filth looks. I understood the messaging, the anti-Asian hate is filthy to Hoso, and I get it, and I definitely like feel for like Hoso and what she has to deal with being Asian in this country during this pandemic, but even before that with gross racial stereotypes. I understood it, and I definitely respect the look. I just didn't love the actual physical costume. The props, the stuff, the makeup was really cool, just the outfit wasn't my absolute favorite. It was just a fine look, but had a backed up badass message to it. And then we have, oh my goodness, we have the badass Dolly. Oh my goodness, Dolly really did something with this look. It was haunting, it was performative. Kind of a common thread throughout all of Dolly's work was the performative aspect. Dolly really tried to up the ante with the performances of each one, and I really respected it. This was scary, it was sad, it was clowny, it was filthy, it was sexual, it was everything. This was quite the look, and explains a lot about the crazy ass ending of this episode. So we are here, and the winner of Dragula is Dolly. Oh my goodness, after that floor show, I definitely understood why the Boulets made this choice. Again, the controversy around Dolly, it's not the best timing. I feel very, very bad, but looking at the show, looking at the artistry put on by an artist, separating art from artist, oh my goodness, this was a high caliber artist really going ham with their looks. This was intense looks. Every one of the things Dolly did this episode was great, and then before that was great as well. I understood why Dolly won. Is it my favorite win of all time? No, Landon, still probably the best winner I think the show will ever have, but Dolly is a strong contender and really adds to the pantheon of these winners. I can see Dolly really hanging out with them. Also, you have that redemption aspect. I understood it, I get it. It was a good win. I feel bad for everyone, but hey, it happens. Whew, what a season of Dragula. From this crazy winner to everything we've gone through, to the crazy challenges, to all the monsters we've met along the way. I'm still thinking about you, Coco. You're a queen. Oh my goodness, please come back later. Yeah, I really enjoyed season 4. I thought this was a very strong season. The production value was there, the challenges were there, the looks were there, the monsters ate everything up, and the Boulets are the best judges of any drag show in history. Yeah, I said it. Controversial statement. Brooklyn Heights is pretty good, but no, the Boulets are better. Yeah, I really am happy with season 4 of Dragula. I'm so glad Shudder gave this show a chance to shine and gave it a good home in a horror nest, in a weird world of alternative film and television. Dragula fits on Shudder, and I thank you guys so much for keeping it and renewing it for another season. Yes, I will be back next season to talk about more Dragula. Now I'm going to go take a break, enjoy my holidays, because I've been reviewing things straight since American Horror Story. I did American Horror Story, Chucky, now Dragula. I need a little bit of time to go vacation, go have a good time, go see some wrestling, go turn 31. Anyways, alright guys, thank you so much for tuning into my Dragula breakdowns every week. What do you think of this winner? Oh my goodness, whoa. Yeah, what do you think? Let me know down in the comments below. Subscribe to my channel because I make videos like this every single week, asterisk, except for maybe in the next week where I take a break. Yeah, cannot wait. Make sure you guys comment, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Oh boy, let's talk about Dragula down below.